So our joke this week comes from Beth Breisnes from the Free Puppies podcast.
This better hold up to our high standards we've set so far.
How does a sow choose between her children?
I don't know, Mark. How does a sow choose between her children?
She doesn't. She uses a multi-select piglet. Ow. Ow.
That was
Ow.
terrible. Hi, I'm Brian, the Salesforce Wizard.
And I'm Mark, Salesforce Yoda.
Welcome to the Wizard News WizardCast. This is a podcast on all things Salesforce, or more importantly, it's a podcast where we sound stupid.
It's educational and it's entertainment. It's edutainment.
So, Mark, this is a very special episode for us.
Well, maybe a little less special than we had intended, Brian. I wasn't able to find a chimp on such short notice.
No, Mark. This marks our first episode without Parker Harris.
Well, it also happens to be our only episode.
So here's what we're going to do. We'll take a question from a listener, maybe tell a joke or six, maybe an interview, and then we'll end up with a tip and a suggested Salesforce video. So let's start with our listener question segment, where you ask Salesforce Yoda and the Salesforce Wizard a question. We like to call this, Yo, Wiz!
Sorry, You just commanded everybody to whiz. I love it. We have a question from our only listener.
Hi, Mom.
Chris P. Bacon asks, I am a solo admin learning Salesforce, and it's turning out to be a big challenge for me. I've heard that I can get help on the internet, but I don't know where to go. I have a lot of questions, but no one to turn to for answers. Help.
That's more of a squeal for help than a question, but we'll take it. Well, Mark, of course, there's the Salesforce community at success.salesforce.com.
And that is essentially a chatter group, except it is on the Salesforce official site and servers, and it's more of a collection of chatter groups. Any possible subject you could want to discuss about Salesforce has a group there in the Success community. If you sign up for it, then you can essentially find help from all sorts of people out in the community who very likely have had the exact same problem at some point.
That's right, Mark. Not only that, but you get access to the product managers who run the actual features that you're asking for help on. You know what else is on success.salesforce.com?
Is it all of the user groups that can be found?
That's right, Mark.
You should definitely join your local user group if you can find one.
User groups are fantastic. They often serve lunch. Maybe you can find one that will serve it in a trough.
Yeah, Chris, that should be right up your alley.
Not only do you get to hang out with other administrators and developers and Salesforce professionals, but they often are experiencing the same problems you have. So if you don't really like the whole virtual help me types setup, go to your user group meetings and meet with people face to face.
Or snout to snout.
That's right. And of course, I think we can't end this without talking about one of the most popular channels, and that's Twitter.
Exactly. Twitter, there's a ton of Twitter information out there. There's a lot of people, all your MVPs practically are on Twitter, and a lot of people in the community as well.
That's right. There's even a special hashtag that you can use called #AskForce, AskForce.
And the thing about AskForce is very often you'll get a faster response from AskForce than you would from Salesforce support. AskForce tends to be pretty high speed because there's a lot of people that watch it all day, every day.
And if they can't answer your question in 140 characters or less, they can typically refer you to a place where you can find a more detailed answer.
Like the docs or the Success community.
That's right.
And finally, there is a search engine where you can find anything Salesforce related as well. And it's not Google. It is findsf.info. And it is run by a Salesforce community member. It is a search engine that is specifically designed to only search official Salesforce docs, the success groups, and blogs that are specifically defined as being Salesforce blogs. So you can easily find a lot more relevant information by using findsf.info.
That's pretty cool. So, Mark, I don't really like how we did the introduction to Yo Wiz. It's missing a set of pep.
Really? That was missing pep?
Yeah, it sounds weird when I'm doing it. Maybe we should ask our listeners to submit their own Yo Wiz versions for us to use.
Sure, if you want to subject them to that, it's fine. Why don't we?
Yeah. So if you have your own version of Yo Wiz you'd like us to use, send them to WizardCast@thewizardnews.com. You can also send your questions to the same address. Put Yo Wiz in the subject line.
This is going to make somebody very embarrassed someday.
Well, my children already knew I'm crazy.
I meant whoever has to read all these emails that say Yo Wiz in them.
They're going to your Gmail account.
Oh, so my wife then.
March has been Lightning Week all over the country.
Wait, March has been Lightning Week?
Well, it's been Lightning Week every week in March across the country in multiple different places.
So more like Lightning Month.
Yeah, but they're really just calling it Lightning Week. It's a marketing thing.
What have they been doing? What have they been talking about?
Well, they've been talking about this new set of features called Lightning. Lightning Connect, Lightning Process Builder, Lightning Components. It's kind of a big deal.
All right.
And I had the privilege to going up to Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota, for one of the Lightning Weeks. And I thought I would talk to some of the people that attend there to find out what did they think, what did they like, and answer some of the concerns I had about Lightning.
Concerns? What concerns? I mean, it's Salesforce. Are you worried? Are you worried that the product's not very good? What are you worried about?
Anyways, Mark, when I'm there, when I start talking in crowded tones.
What do you mean crowded tones?
Well, I had a portable microphone with me, and there was a lot of people.
Right.
So, crowded tones.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
I didn't say it was going to be good jokes for this podcast.
Usually I can recognize when it's supposed to be a joke, though. That I didn't know for certain. That was kind of...
Okay,
not up to your usual par. Not up to your usual par.
Let's just roll the audio.
Okay.
My name is Dawn Balke, and I work for Medivators, which is a medical device company based out of Plymouth. And I am a Salesforce admin/developer.
Great. So, favorite thing about Lightning Week?
I liked learning about the process builder. I haven't really used it before, and I was really looking forward to getting to see like a demo for the Lightning app builder, and maybe learning when that's going to be available. Because I've gotten the runaround from Salesforce itself, and I'm also looking forward to the Lightning component part, like the developing aspect of it.
I believe is what's coming up next.
Yep.
Okay. Last question. How concerned are you about getting electrocuted with all the lightning that's going around?
So concerned. I mean, my hair's very staticky, so...
You're worried about standing up on that and having to spend a lot of time combing it down? What's your name?
My name is Cassandra Owens, and I work for Infinite Campus. We are a software company for K-12 school districts. And we use Salesforce only in our sales department. So I am the current sole administrator for Salesforce, but I was thrown into the position. I don't know that much about it. The guy who did do our Salesforce and set everything up left the company for Redpath, and so now we use Redpath.
That's not uncommon. It happens very commonly that someone sets it up and then the person is there ends up becoming Redpath. So, what do you think of Lightning Week so far?
Well, I didn't know that it was Lightning Week. I was just coming to the user group meeting. I really liked that they were going to be doing step-by-step stuff. I just like to see how things are set up because I didn't set up anything. And so just getting that understanding of this is where you start and this is where you finish, it makes it a lot easier for me to navigate my own system.
Great answer. I love that. Okay, and what's the favorite thing you've seen so far?
The fruit tray? No.
The fruit tray.
I guess I really liked the thing we did was the process builder. It just looked so different on the screen. And so you can see there's like a little map, like start here, go here. And I was like, oh, this is really intuitive and easy to follow.
Great. And then, how many times do you think lightning's going to strike in this room today?
Well, I think it struck right over there a couple minutes ago. Otherwise, I would say right around lunchtime.
That explains the slight burning smell.
Yeah.
I thought it was the people who were going out for smoke breaks, but it's because of lightning strikes.
Oh, and here I thought it was you.
All right, so start with, what's your name?
Pat Solom.
Okay, and what do you do?
I am the marketing director for Retail Data Systems and our Salesforce administrator.
Okay, and what do you think of Lightning Week so far?
So far it's great. I'm learning lots of different things with Lightning and process flow and how to apply it into our org and elsewhere.
All right, and your favorite thing today?
So far, I really have enjoyed learning more about what the capabilities are for Flow.
And how concerned are you about being electrocuted with all the lightning going around the room?
I'm extremely concerned. There's a lot of frizzy hair, and it could get ugly in a little bit.
Okay.
So let's start with, what's your name?
My name is Kathy Eklund.
And what do you do?
I am the CRM leader for Honeywell.
Okay. And I understand that you were actually one of the user group leaders that helped organize Lightning Week.
Yes, I co-lead the Twin Cities user group with Lena Hofer.
Great. So what was it like to try to organize an event like this?
I found it was very interesting to try to coordinate all the schedules of all of the user group leaders, try to find times to meet together. But overall, we all came together and worked as a team and got it all done.
And what's your favorite thing about Lightning?
Lightning is going to allow us to consolidate our workflow rules as well as allow us to quickly spin up new apps.
Last question. How concerned are you about being electrocuted with all the lightning going around the room?
Very.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
No. I think I might need to borrow your hat so that I can use that as the lightning rod.
Not that I know what that looks like.
Not that you know that. Okay, so what is your name?
Lena Hofer.
And what do you do?
I am a sales systems manager at Admentum, which is a high-tech ed tech company. And I'm also co-leader of the Twin Cities Salesforce user group.
Yeah, I think we just got done talking with Kathy, who mentioned that she co-leads with you.
Yeah, she's great.
What was it like to organize an event like this?
It was awesome. Being a joint user group meeting with all of our developer and nonprofit user group leaders. It's the first time we've really collaborated together on a meeting, and everybody had great opinions and great ideas, but everybody worked really collaboratively, and it was a great experience.
And what's your favorite thing about Lightning?
Oh, wow. Where do I start? Lightning Connect, we really need to have that at my company because we've got so much data that we need to expose into our system for our end users without bringing it all into Salesforce. So that's probably my favorite part of today.
And the last question, how concerned are you of being electrocuted with all the lightning flying around the room?
Oh, I'm scared. I'm really scared.
And now it's time for our Salesforce video of the undetermined amount of time until the next one.
The what? The undetermined? What's undetermined?
Well, we wanted to do Salesforce video of the week, right, Brian? But we just don't know how long it'll actually be between each podcast. So instead, it's Salesforce video of the undetermined amount of time until the next one.
I'm planning on recording every week, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but, Salesforce.
Fine. All right. So our video this week comes from Dreamforce 2014. It's two hilarious presenters provided some great tips on visual workflow. They did some best practices. Rumor has it they brought an ancient tome of knowledge with them as a visual aid and wore sacred brotherhood robes during their presentation.
I think I saw this one. What else did they talk about?
Well, they talked about things like how you should only use Visualforce with Flow when you absolutely have to, how you should always have a fault element. It was a pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't a long session, but the PowerPoint and the actual presenters are spot on. There's one guy who wore this really kind of pointy hat at the beginning. That was really funny.
Wait a second. This is starting to sound familiar. Brian, are you using this opportunity to shamelessly self-promote?
I am, of course, always the shameless. You too can watch Know the Flow Code. It's a video
Yes.
recorded from last year's Dreamforce session where Mark and I presented in very warm brown robes. Jedi robes. With our ancient tome of knowledge, the Flow Code.
Cardboard and paper tied together.
It was a plastic binder that we bought at UPS.
Yeah.
So we'll post the actual link to the video in the description of the podcast. We would love to hear what you think of the particular video.
Brian, I'm ashamed. I am shocked and chagrined.
To be fair, Mark, I was shamelessly self-promoting you too.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Great. So please send your recommendations for other Salesforce videos to the WizardCast at thewizardnews.com. Put Salesforce videos as the subject. Make sure you include a brief description of what you liked about it.
Are we just going to ask other people to do all of our work for us, Brian? Give us your YoWiz. Give us your videos.
Mark, it's a short podcast. I mean, I'm doing a blog. I'm doing a video series.
Look at me. I have children. I have a job. I have responsibilities. Man, some people just make all the excuses.
I have no answer to that.
I have that effect on people.
Also, when you email, don't forget to give us your name, where you work, and any other particular things you would like us to use on the air so we can embarrass you.
And possibly get you fired.
So, Mark, what did we learn today?
Well, I learned, Brian, that even though you don't actually prep your interviewees at all, they still somehow manage to use the same joke over and over again.
And I learned that lightning's not just a whole bunch of electricity flying through the air, and it indeed can strike multiple times. 3 times, as a matter of fact.
Why just 3?
Lightning Connect, Lightning Process Builder, Lightning Components.
Oh, but that's not actual Lightning. That's products. I'm not certain you've got your head wrapped around this completely yet.
It's caught up pun on words.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I also learned that people can have delicious sounding names.
What do you mean? Delicious? Like candy?
Our YoWiz question today from Chris P. Bacon.
Chris P. No, that is his actual. No, he's Christopher Pontificus Bacon. That's just. That's
sounds
his name.
delicious.
What are you talking about? Do you have something against pigs?
They're delicious.
Well,
Bacon.
Okay. Meat candy. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, but let's go get some food.
Yeah, okay. There's an IHOP down the road.
IHOP?
You don't know what IHOP is?
That's when you stand up with both feet and you leave the ground multiple times. Like
No. No, it's like a Village Inn, only better.
What's a Village Inn?
Howard Johnson?
Isn't that a hotel?
Shoney's.
I never heard of it.
Denny's.
Oh, that's the fat grease pit.
Yeah, it's like a better Denny's, yeah.
Anything is better than Denny's. And now we know Denny's will no longer ever be a sponsor for this podcast.
Okay.
All right, I'm stopping the record now. All right.
Okay.
WizardCast is produced by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, directed by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, technical administration by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, script writing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, audio editing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, website maintenance by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, paper goods procurement by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, and our intern this episode was Validation.
Send us your interview suggestions, jokes, and tips to WizardCast at thewizardnews.com with the subject, Tips and Jokes.
And don't forget to subscribe to WizardCast and receive our next episode auto-magically. Once again, I'm Brian.
And I'm Mark.
Thanks for listening. I have this desire to ride into the West on a horse.
I don't have that desire at all.
You have no imagination.
Horses make me itch.
No, Mark. That's fleas. You have fleas.
Wait, are horses the really tiny things? Or
how would you ride a little tiny thing?
I don't know. You're the one who said it. Strange person.
Let's just turn the music up.